Welcome back. Q&A, here it is. I haven't looked at anything yet. I've just given a few likes. I've got 20 to 30 questions, I think, so I'm going to go through them. Just want to say I started this YouTube channel a little while back just to literally help all pool players. Hopefully, I knew when I was starting out, it was very hard to find good stuff on YouTube. Not saying this is good, but I'm doing what I can to help the pool community, and I appreciate you guys from stepping in and leaving comments and subscribing, liking, and sharing these videos. It helps get this YouTube channel out and about. So again, really appreciate it. And to all my sponsors that you see around here, they help me as well by sponsoring the channel. And without everyone, without the community, it would actually be very boring without you guys. So I appreciate it, really, really do. Thank you so much. All right, first things first, I don't have my table. I'm going to be without it for a couple of weeks. JR from All Star Pool Tables is building me my new one. That video will be coming out in a couple of weeks when it arrives. So you'll see that video. Thanks JR for doing that. It's probably, I think it was my third or fourth table now from them. I've gone back to 7-footers because I don't need a Supreme anymore we originally got it because of the pocket stuff, and unfortunately that's no longer. And all the tournaments around here, most of them are run on 7-footers. All our league nights, mainly 7-footers. So I can't practice on a Supreme then go and play on a 7-footer. It's just too hard. So yeah, 7-footer it is. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to look pretty mint. So let me know what you think about it when I show you. And the new owner, Anthony, that now has my table up in Queensland. Hope you enjoy it, mate. I'm going to miss it. It was a good table. Yes, you might say that they're cheaply made or whatever, but at the end of the day, my Supreme played mint right from day one, and it was a good table. So, and the new table that I'm getting, obviously from JR, that's all made from hardwood, and it's gonna suit the look and the area where I'm gonna put it quite nicely. So, all right, let's get on to the questions, and thank you for everyone for putting these questions through as well. I'll have a bit of fun with it, having a drink as well. So I thought I'd just enjoy the moment, this moment with you guys as well. All right, Tim, I'm not going to mention some of your last names because I might actually mispronounce them. So Tim says, hey mate, do you prefer black ball rules over IR? Do you think they will take over IR eventually? I hope they do. They make more sense. Love your work. Keep up the awesome videos. To be honest, I haven't actually played much black ball at all. So I've seen a lot of it. I've seen some of it played, but I actually haven't played in a league yet of it or a comp in a way. So I can't really answer that. But from what I can say is with international rules, I do like them and I do enjoy them, and I do enjoy playing them on the 7-foot tables that we have here. Will they take over? I don't think international rules will take over. I don't think black ball will take over. I think they'll just be two separate, rules. As time goes on, people can play black ball, people can play international rules. I don't think they'll ever split. It'd be nice if we all could literally just play with one rule set. That would actually be unreal, but unfortunately, it's not that easy. So, I think I enjoy international rules, and that's me for now. But eventually, I might play in some of the black ball stuff. But I've got a lot going on at the moment. So, thank you, Chad Mitchell. When you get behind early in a frame, how does your strategy approach change to swing the frame? Well, I'm probably known in a way from coming from behind. But at the end of the day, it's all about not giving up. So many times you'll see people give up early or throw the cue around and just basically lose 5-6-0, 7-0 straight away if they get off to a bad start. I'll always try my guts out to win. Even if I'm 7-1 down first to 8, I'll try and get the 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, because I know by the time I get the 7-5, my opponent's feeling it, and then 7-6, 7-7. I think I'm favourite now. And it's easier said than done, but it doesn't happen straight away. You have to start doing it now. You know, start trying and never giving up now. And then eventually one day, that success story from you coming from behind and actually winning will happen because of all the work that you've put in. It won't happen overnight. You might try 10 times or 20 times. You go, look, I always try hard. I actually never come back and win. But that one time, you will. And I think in my head, you know, how good would it be if I won here? I'm 6-1 down, first to 7. How good would it be if I came back and beat them? Like, this would actually be pretty cool. And it would just motivate me. I'd change things up. I can play quicker. I can play slower. I can break differently. I can have a drink or something like that. I can quickly eat something. I can go outside and go for a run for 20 seconds or something, get the heart pumping. I will do things to change up the situation, and that's why it's very hard to put me away and keep me away. So, you know, it's going to happen, but at the end of the day, I will always make my opponent work and try hard to actually finish the frames off and actually get over the winning line. Because if they don't, I will come back and I will do my best to actually get over that winning line. Practice under pressure all the time. When I first started playing pool, I literally played people for, you know, little bits of money, or you know, I always had something on the line. So I'd always practice under pressure. So, you know, even if it wasn't for money, it was for something. Just, you know, could be drinks or food or push-ups or whatever. Always did something and kept myself honest in a way. So that way, when the pressure hits, I know how that pressure feels and I can go out there and perform. Too many people play very good at practicing, but when pressure hits, they fall to water, and they're no good. So practice like you're going to play in the real thing. Also, just want to mention 8 Ball FM. It's a new podcast. Marty Andrews, myself, and Mark Robertson started just the other day. Have a look at it. I'll put it up here. I'll put the link in the description. Marty Andrews is the one that's organising all this, and as every week goes by, we'll be talking 8 Ball stuff. We'll be talking pretty much 8 Ball news and whatever's happening around the gossip, the wins, the losses, Australian 8 Ball, World 8 Ball. We've got some big names coming up, some world-class names coming up as well on the podcast. So join in that. Let us know what you think about that as well. All right, Travis Martin, is it true that on your birthdays, Mark lets you play the big spoon roll? Not too sure what you mean there, but I know on my birthdays, my wife, not Mark, treats me very well, as she does every single day of the week. So I'm a happy man, I'm a lucky man, but it's got nothing to do with Mark. So sorry, buddy. Matt Murcott, good luck gathering serious questions from this community. Anyway, should we introduce kid-sized pool tables for players like Gus and Tranny, etc.? No chance. Let them suffer. I think they're good enough. Gussie Boy and Tranny, awesome players, very, very hard to beat, and I think their shortness is doing them justice. I think the shortness is actually making them play better because they're lower to the table and they can actually see what's going on. If they want to get taller, we don't need to make the table smaller or anything like that. I think they can just wear high heels. I think Tranny always wears like shoes that have got like soles on them like that thick, and Gus, well, I think he'll have to take a page out of Tranny's book and get bigger shoes if he wants to get a bit higher. But other than that, no, we're not changing the tables at all. I think they're good enough as it is. Timmy Shelton, thoughts and opinions on the cut break, and do/will you ever use it? The cut break. I think it's a good thing to have. I know Timmy is one of the best I've seen at it in Australia. I've practiced it as well, so I've got it up my sleeve if I need it. I think, as we know, week in, week out, tables can play differently, and it's one thing, if I go back to the other question before, sometimes I've gone to the cup break just to change things up. If things aren't working, I'll go a cup break just to confuse my opponent. I might even start a match with a cup break, and I've done it before, just to mix things up. But at the end of the day, whatever works. I've seen people cup break and get balls in, and I've tried cup breaking, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just like the normal break. So I think if you're going to use it, try and master it a little bit and get it perfected, and then you can use it whenever you want. And at the end of the day, if people have a problem with it, then it's on them. More than likely, they're going to have a problem with it because they're going to lose. So no, I don't have an issue with the cup break. I think it's good. I think it's fine. I personally wouldn't use it as much, but just to change things up, I'm happy to use it. So put it this way, if my opponent's cup breaking on me, I'm happy, because I don't think they're going to run away in a match against me by cup breaking. So not on the 7-footers anyway. So the Supremes and maybe the wrestling tables, I haven't played on one yet, but maybe those kind of tables might be different. But at the end of the day, anyone that cup breaks, I think I'm happy with, them cup breaking. So yes, Rob Bowen. Okay, I'll ask a serious one. On the future of the game, I think most people agree that it would be ideal for all venues and tournaments to use the same equipment tables to provide consistency for players in the best conditions. Which way do you think Australia should go? English style Supreme Wrestling tables to align with the rest of the world, or Australian 7-foot tables, as that's still what is most prolific in this country and what most players know best? Good question. Look, obviously we had the Pockets series that we had the Supremes come down, and some people liked it, some people didn't. It was very hard to change the Australian people in a way that they've been playing on 7-footers their whole lives, and now they want to go to these weird, smaller, tables. It was very hard to get people to change and or see change anyway. But I'm happy going back to the 7-footers. To be honest with you, we hardly go to, England or whatever only for the Australian titles, world titles. And we tried our guts out 2 years ago or whenever it was to make the Australian side, because the world titles was meant to be down in Australia for the first time in a long time in a way. So, and a few of us, obviously, we tried out, we made it, and then it got pulled back, and because obviously people from the other side of the world didn't want to come down and play in the world titles down here because it was too far for them. But we do it every year, go figure. So at the end of the day, we don't need those kind of tables down here. I think a nice 7-footer, as you're going to see in a couple of weeks, the one that I get is going to look mint, play mint. All the tables that JR has built me have been absolutely brilliant. And I'll show you the table that I get, when it comes, and I'll be more than happy to play on that, over a Supreme or one of these other tables. So because we don't use them a lot down here. So I think things should just stay the same down here, to be honest with you. We've tried all the other ones. We've tried the Supremes and all that. None of them are going to overtake what we have here in Australia. I think the 7-foot tables is too dominant down here. And the only time we use the other style tables is probably when we go overseas. And that's, a handful of people every year out of the millions of other people. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it will change. And yeah, that's my answer. Just enjoy the 7-footers. I like them. Marcel, I play most of my games at a pub, play pub rules, but I found that some pubs have different pub rules at times. Able to do a video on this and have basically just one set of pub rules. Unfortunately, I can't, only because all pubs that you go in have their own rules. So there's pub rules which change every time you go in a different pub, and you're better off just to play their style of pool, whatever they want, whether it's can't hit backwards, can't have 2 shots on the 8 ball, whatever it is, just enjoy the night, have a few beers and go with it. I can't do a video on pub rules because there's too many of them. So they're basically just made up in every pub you go in. So yeah, that's about it for that one. Nathan Harris. What is the right bet size to ensure you get maximum profit on sweethearts? Very important information when playing at pubs. So, I'm not sure how to answer this one, but I know a guy called Trent Reinheimer. He's studied these poker machines very, very well, and he does do well out of them. You know, once or twice a year. And if you got any questions, speak to him, and he'll show you or tell you how many times and how many pushes you should press before you should get free spins, and what bet amounts you should do as well. But always gamble responsibly. Thank you. This is my lovely wife, Maggie. Just come back from work.
No, I didn't. I went to breath work.
Yeah, but you came back from work and then when did your breath work, which now you got to explain what breath work is. Go on.
It's like a meditation. It was a form of breathing. So.
Well, that might come in handy. All right, thank you. Cool. Jay Windross. Cheating pockets and the benefits of it. What do we mean by cheating pockets? Well, obviously when we pot a ball, we aim sort of center of the pocket, but we can actually aim to the left-hand side of the pocket or the right-hand side of the pocket to actually manipulate more, spin on the white, but also if we want to place the white in a certain area and we don't have an angle, we can actually create that angle by hitting a different part of the pocket. So as you get better over time, when you can literally knock a ball in and knock it in where you're aiming, then you can actually start aiming in different parts of the pocket and create different angles to get better positions, with the white ball. So there's a big benefit of it if you're good enough to actually do that in the first place. So you've always just got to start from scratch, work hard at potting balls, and work hard at just being able to knock in a ball where you want to knock it in, not just aim for a pocket and just knock it in. So when you get good at that, then you can start manipulating the shots and making it a bit easier for yourself. It can also get you into trouble, it can also get you out of trouble. So Matty Farrell, should everyone wear a belt when playing or just pull their pants up every shot? Asking for a friend. Probably talking about Rusty. You know what? Each to their own. Rusty probably does it to show some booty, but at the end of the day, he gets the job done. And if it puts people off, it puts people off. But you know what? Maybe someone should sponsor him a belt, if that's who you're talking about. If not, look, at the end of the day, wear what you want to wear, be comfortable, and if your opponent doesn't like it or the people don't like it, then bad luck. Matty O'Brien, plays in Vic, what races would you like to see? If you're talking about races like 11s, 21s, 15s, 18s, I'm not sure, but I think race to 11 for a long distance match, I think race to 11 is the shortest of the long distance races. And if I'm playing someone and want to really test myself or, test who the better person is, it's really got to be up around the races to 18s, 21s, stuff like that. So I think a race to 18 or 21 is about right, seeing, probably who the better player is. But at the end of the day, I like all races, to be honest with you. So if that's what you mean by that question, I hope so. Sam Lilly, Matt O'Brien, you race chipper 100 metres in bikinis. All right, I'll leave that one to everyone's imagination. Dale Bolton, will you ever do these haircut styles again? So he's talking about patterns in the hair. I used to do that when I was a young fella, up and comer, in my early 20s. I used to go to a barber, spend an hour there, and he used to put all tribal stuff in the back of my hair, and I have these patterns, and it looked pretty cool. I thought I was cool. I don't know if I was or not, but certainly got people talking. So I would do it, but I don't have any hair left, unfortunately. I've got a little bit around the back here, and as you can see, most of it's all grey now. So if I grew all this out, I'd probably look 60 years old. So that's why I keep it short and sweet. Keep me looking around about 40. BJ Farrell. I've been playing since 2013, but as a kid as well, that got their table taken away. Didn't keep going, but anyways, how is it you can F around and pot every ball, but when the game means something you miss and can't do anything right, like you're a completely different person? I'm guessing it's a mentality, or when you play bad, you keep playing bad. How to fix this? Well, if you remember at the start of the video, I was talking about putting something on the line when you practice, and how people are very good at, doing trick shots when they practice and playing awesome shots when they practice, but when the real thing comes, they're no good. That's because you're not putting in the work when you're practicing. So put in the work when you practice, do drills that are hard enough, but to the point where it might take you a few days or a week to get them. So when you get them, you're feeling awesome, and there's so many nice drills out there that you can do to get better. Play people for 20 push-ups, play people for money, or whatever you want. Play people for something, and that teaches you how to get over the winning line. And therefore, you're always playing under pressure. Therefore, when the pressure comes in a real thing, you can actually perform. Because too many people just go and hit balls around for 10 hours or play with their friends for 10 hours and go, yeah, I had a 10-hour hit yesterday. Well, didn't really do anything for you. I could show you something in 15 minutes, which would be more than what you've done in 10 hours. So, and it'd be more beneficial for you. Even just practicing doubles or practicing balls down rails for 10 minutes. Practice at 100% for those 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, and then call it a day for half a day, and then come back and do it again. I'd rather you practice at 100% for 10 or 20 minutes than hit balls around for 2 hours at 20%. So it's practice quality over quantity. All right. Reece Daly, have you ever seen someone who's been playing for 10 plus years at just an average level, maybe an A grade, but then with the right coaching or extra practice, suddenly jump to an elite or top tier standard? It's a good question. I haven't personally seen them jump from an average to a top tier, but I've seen a few people improve. Not out of sight, but very well, and that's under the right guidance, under the right coaching. So it's all good to get coaching off whoever you want. I will, even if someone at a 4th division come up and told me, hey, I think you should be doing this, this, and this. I'm not going to tell them go away. I'm going to actually say to them, yeah, cool, I'll listen, and then I'll take in what I want and then spit out what I don't want, in a way, in my own head. And it doesn't matter if they're 4th division, first, Prems, world level, I will always listen to everyone and then just filter in what I want, and then what I don't like, I'll just filter out. There's nothing wrong with listening to everybody, because everyone, you never know, that one person might have something that's quite valuable, So I think when seeing coaching, you want to see people that have played the game for a while. You want to see people that have actually done things in the sport as well, because they know how to win, and they can teach you some of their trade secrets as well. But also, even people that haven't won anything and they want to do coaching, see them as well, because they've got other things that I don't have as well. What that is could be mentally, it could be mental stuff, it could be stuff that I haven't even thought of before. But if someone is willing to try and show you something in the sport, then just listen. I'm always learning. I've learned a lot of stuff over the years doing this YouTube stuff, that I didn't know, and I wish I did know. So I'm actually still learning, and we're always learning. And the day that you stop learning is the day you fall behind. So yeah, we're always learning. Alex, Ned, will you ever have a bunch of zombie mates on your boat as a guest appearance for your YouTube episode? So he's talking about my Get Nibs channel, which is my channel, my brother's channel, my 2 brothers' channels. So myself, Lewis and David, my 2 other brothers, we started this YouTube channel 2.5 years ago now, and we're coming up to about 3,000 subs. And yeah, we just go out and enjoy fishing, and I've just recently bought a boat, as most of you've seen. And yes, you will be on there very soon. I think you and my brother and a few of the others will go out and do a fishing sesh. So, not a problem. Mark Meehan, benefits and drawbacks of practicing on a full-size table, playing snooker and billiards. Definitely practice on a snooker table. I've done my time, thousands of hours on a snooker table, playing Brett Rogers, Alex Kupsa. I've played a bunch of other people as well, and I've put in my time on a snooker table. I've made centuries as well. I had a goal right from the start when I first started playing pool, you know, to obviously win Australian title and win state titles, and you know, make an Australian team, and you know, make a century in a snooker, you know, on a snooker table. And obviously I've been lucky enough to fulfill everything, and I think you definitely need to play snooker as well. Snooker humbles you like golf. You know, we can go run a rack at 8 ball and then literally have a year off and then go maybe run another rack in a year from now. But in snooker, you have to do everything right. You got to approach the table right. You got to cue right. You got to think right. You have to map right. You know, otherwise you're not going to make a break of 20. So like golf, you've got to do everything right. Otherwise, you're not going to score at all. So yeah, snooker is definitely important. You can play a 9 ball. 9 ball, people say they're big pockets, but at the end of the day, it's still a very, very hard game, and it's actually probably one of the nicest games to play, to be honest with you. I love 9 ball. I've won 10 ball tournaments and 8 ball, American 8 ball tournaments as well. So love them, absolutely love them. And 9 ball, because using the bigger balls, it actually helps you cue through the ball as well. And snooker, it helps you, again, cue the ball, and you actually feel like a god coming from the snooker table to an 8 ball table. So many people actually overcommit themselves coming from a snooker table to the 8 ball table. So just because they feel like they're invincible, but 8 ball humbles you very quickly, unfortunately. As we know, it's a crazy game, but it's a game that we all love. Definitely play snooker, or definitely practice. Make it part of your practice routine, and you will get better. Jason Foster, why is Jamo so crap? Well, he's your best mate, so I'm not sure how to answer that, but I think Jamo is mentally a little bit weak when it comes to a lot of things. So he's a great player, but unfortunately, you know, when it comes to the room temperature, when it comes to especially players that he's trying to play against, he likes teeing up players that are, you know, on the lower level, so he can get the win, make himself feel good. That's probably why he's not great. But yeah, I don't really know how to answer that much more than that. So just kidding, Jamo. He's a good mate. He's a good guy, and yeah, he's a good person. Anthony, the guy that bought my table and is now playing with it. So enjoy, mate. Levels to the game and playing your best at your level, if that makes sense. I found that when I started playing, I rapidly got better to a point that it feels a lot harder to get to the next level. It's like I learnt a lot at lower levels, but increase feels very slow at the moment. Like a plateau in levels, and my consistency is just not there from one week to the next. So when you're first starting playing at any sport, you can see yourself get better and better and better. It might take a few weeks, you see yourself improve, a few months, you see yourself improve. As time goes on, those improvements aren't going to be so big. So as a year goes down, the improvement that you felt 6 months before that might have been huge, but now it's only this much. But there's still improvements. So even myself, to get better, it might take me a month of solid practice, and I'm going to get better by this much. But when I first started playing, after a month, I'd get better by this much. So as time goes on, and as better as you get, as you keep getting better, it's going to keep feeling smaller and smaller and smaller, and harder to actually feel like you're actually getting somewhere. So you are getting better, but the feeling of it and the amount that you feel like you should be getting better isn't going to be there. It's still there, but in a shorter gap rather than a bigger gap, if that makes sense. So as time goes on, you will get better, but you're not going to feel it as much. So, but you'll feel it out on the table and you'll feel it getting the wins. Steve Jamison, can you coach people to be a better bloke? Well, I suppose you could. You could start on Jason Foster. You've given him you've given him a hard time over the years. Both of you have, but I'm sure you guys can teach each other how to get better. So, or how to be a better bloke or a better human being. But in all honesty, I think you're both very good people. Paul Taylor, heavy or light weight brake cues, and is there a legal limit on how heavy that can be? I'm pretty sure there is a limit, possibly on how heavy and how long a cue or how short a cue can be. I'm not too sure, and if someone knows that, chuck it in the questions down below and we'll have a look at that. But a brake cue I don't think should be too heavy. I think it should be around about 16 to 18 ounces. You know, I think 19 is probably a little bit heavy. I think the cue needs to go through the white ball nicely and having a loose grip with your hand as well. People grip it too tight and they think a heavy cue like 20-ounce cue is going to do the work. No, I think some people break huge with light cues, and it's all about timing and precision and execution and practice. So, yeah, it's I think a light cue you don't need too heavy. So somewhere between the 16 and 18, maybe a brake cue you could go 19, but I wouldn't go any more than about 17 or 18 for me. I think about 17 is perfect. I've got a 9-ball cue, and I reckon that's about probably 17 ounces. And I've got a Z2 Predator shaft with just a cheap butt that's been laid down, and it works great for me. The reason why I have a brake cue, which you don't really need, to be honest with you, but I use one so I save the tip on my cue, on my playing cue. I don't have to change it, and I'm not flattening it by smashing the white ball all the time. I have another cue for that, and it saves wear and tear on my main cue. So that's basically why I use it. Alex Sumner, when are you going to start your own fishing charter business? Well, I've been out there about 7 or 8 times now, and I haven't caught a single fish. It is winter. It's very, very hard fishing, and yeah, I can't start a charter if I can't catch fish. So yeah, I'd like to. That'd be awesome, going out there on the water catching fish and, you know, doing that as a job. But unfortunately, yeah, I just enjoy doing the YouTube stuff and having a bit of fun. So now I can't remember which way you said your name was, whether it was Trey Chan or Trey Chan. I apologise, but pre-match routine and things to do to keep your mind sharp while waiting for your next match on a long day for a tournament. All right, pre-match routine. Going back when I won the Australian title in 2014 and backed it up in 2015 and made the final in 2016, everything that I did, every match, I'm not sure if I said this before, but before the match, I'd know who I was obviously playing. Let's just say I'm playing Billy Bob. I would walk in before the match, obviously go to the bathroom, wet my little my rag. So I've got a wet rag and a dry rag so I can wipe my cue down. Look in the mirror and say to myself, I'm going to beat Billy Bob. I will beat you. I'm going to beat you. You know, and have that in my head. And then I'd walk out, sit down, and just basically focus on that one frame to try and get that frame done, and then move on to the next. And I did that every single match that one year, and I made the final, and I beat Steve Saxon in the final, and won my first Australian title. Second year, I went back to defend it, did it every single time, played Woodsy in the final, and I think I played Jake in the semi-finals and Woodsy in the final, and won that as well. And I did that every single time. I'd find out who I'm playing before the match. I'd go in there and say their name and say I'm going to beat you, and just sort of gym myself up a little bit, and then go out there and play. Third year, back it up for the third time. It was actually quite mentally exhausting too, because you've got to carry that for a whole year. Poor me. So every single time I did this, I'd play Justin I'd play Justin Sage, and I played Jake again. I think it was Jake. I played Jake in the first year as well. So anyway, I played a lot of good players, and found myself in the final again against. Sorry, not final. Yeah, I found myself in the final again against Ben Foster. Very, very good player, the Foster brothers. Luke Foster and Ben Foster, both awesome players from WA. And found myself in the final against Ben. And we just finished, I was playing for Victoria obviously, and we just finished a match, and I had about 10 minutes to get ready to play my singles final, and they didn't give me any extra time, and I happened just to go order some food and then run back and quickly start my singles match, and I never got to do my pre-routine. And I'm not using this as an excuse, because at the end of the day I lost to Ben 10-7, and I had chances, and he played well and he won the Australian title. But I always wondered to myself, if I just gotten half an hour to an hour to relax from the teams match going into my singles, was able to prep the way I did, and was able to do my pre-routines the way I did before that match, if it would have made a difference. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. But anyway, I ended up losing, and that was my run, nearly 3 Australian titles in a row. So, but yes, I had a pre-routine to do for every match, and it worked for me. Whether it didn't or it did, it worked for me. So having long days, if you're going to play like a tournament that you've got long days, you want to take your own food, your own nuts and bananas and lollies, and just waters and soft drinks. You need the sugars, you do, so have some sugars, have something there if you need it. Because I've played before, and I felt like I'm starting to shake or something, and I just have a quick pick me up. So my wife will always pack me stuff, or go the night before and buy me a whole bunch of lollies and knickknacks and things I could take before these tournaments. So I'm a lucky man, but yeah, if I ever had a big tournament, I'd make sure I had all these little things for a big day. So I don't have to rely on going out to get food. I've got food there for an emergency, or if I need it, or if my body needs it, or my head needs it, I've got it there ready. So you got to be prepared, because sometimes, yes, we want to support the venues and all that stuff, but sometimes they don't have what you can, or they don't have what you might need straight away. And if you're going away, spending all that time and money and effort, pardon me, you want to be prepared and ready for anything. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that informative. Appreciate everyone putting in all these messages for me to answer. And again, thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Cheers.